course, we know that Angela is most likely not going to be able to get pregnant, but both her and Michael they're kind of clinging to this slimmerest of hopes that Angela might potentially get pregnant. Now, on this past episode, we have seen Michael and Angela face the music, face the truth, and in fact, that was brought on by Angela just being very blunt, very harsh in her realism with Michael and just telling him the facts that, look, this is what my gynecologist said. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very difficult, essentially hinting at the fact that it most likely will be impossible to do. And is Michael going to be okay with that? Now, Michael, of course, said, okay, as we all knew that he would. So he is still in this relationship with Angela. He's still willing to marry her, even if Angela can't bear children now or in the future. But Angela has still said that she is committed to trying. She's committed to doing things that she has to do. Of course, she has to stop quitting. And Angela, if you guys have seen her, she is a bit of a serious smoker, a chain smoker. Even you see her puffing a lot of smoke. So that will be interesting to see if she's able to quit that. Of course, she has to lose some pounds as well. She has to get her heart checked. So there's quite a lot that needs to be done. And at Angela's age, chances are that it will not be possible. Of course, we know that she doesn't really have any eggs either. So it's not really going to be possible to get pregnant the traditional way. Now, this was also touched on that perhaps they're going to need to get a surrogate for Angela's baby. Now, Angela, not really a fan of this idea. She was quick to shut down any involvement, sexual or romantic, between Michael and any other women. And she said this vocally and openly, and even kind of embarrassed Michael in front of his family. Of course, Angela, she is not one to get trampled over. She will let you know exactly how she feels, and she is not in it to be a second or third wife or whatever. She is not in this relationship to have to deal with other women and to have to fight for Michael's attention. That is not what she wants whatsoever. So Michael was a little upset that Angela was so vocal, in expressing her feelings. But of course, this is Angela. This is who she is. And so Michael has to expect that. Now, the only issue with this is that perhaps if ever we learn for a fact that Angela can't bear children, there is a possibility that Michael's mom will actually revoke her approval for their marriage, which is going to be a big problem. So we'll see if that situation arises. It hasn't arisen yet, but we're getting very close to that point where, something is going to have to give, and either Michael is going to have to kind of stick with his family, or he's going to have to make a big move and perhaps make somewhat of a break with his family in order to be with Angela. But we will see how that situation unfolds. My gut feeling is telling me that Michael will go with Angela, and his family will just have to deal with it. Alright, so let's move on to the awkwardness, the weirdness that is the Asuelu and Kalani couple drama, the family drama that is brewing with this couple. It is all kinds of weird. And look, I don't know if it's because Asuelu is from Samoa and it's just the Samoan, traditions, the Samoan culture is kind of just translating poorly. But it just seems like every week there's something really odd, really awkward that is going on between these two. Now, this week, of course, was Asuelu and his mom kind of embracing, but they were almost French kissing, and even Kalani actually teased Asuelu for it, that they were just kissing and embracing, but a little too closely for comfort between a son and his mom. It was a little weird. So he got teased, he got ribbed a little bit for it, but he kind of took it in good measure. Now, it's not just that, guys. Of course, Asuelu's mom, she wants money. This is the tradition, supposedly, in Samoa, that if you're a son and you go away, you're supposed to send money back. So when Asuelu said that he could only offer $100 when $1,000 was expected, well, there was a lot of disappointment at the table from Asuelu's family. Of course, Asuelu defended himself by saying that, look, I have kids now. I have to provide for them. It's not that easy. I can't just give you guys all this money. But of course, his family wouldn't really have any of it. I don't know that they are really understanding. I'm not sure that they really understand how much it costs to raise, children in America or in the Western world, it's not cheap. Paying for food, paying for diapers, paying for all kinds of things. You know, if you put them in daycare and all of that, it adds up to a lot of money. It's actually quite expensive, and the expense of children sometimes is actually something that couples take into consideration when they think about whether they will have children or whether they will have more children, because of course it is not very cheap. So I'm not sure that Asuelu's family really understands that. I'm not sure that they really care. All they want is to see some money coming their way from Asuelu. So that's very, very interesting, of course. Now, what's also interesting about this whole thing, and I didn't really get this, guys, but this whole, like, the Airbnb was haunted. What was going on with that, with a little girl? And then, like, you know, like, Kalani, she also had, like, this whole supernatural thing where she thought that she was, like, hearing voices and whatnot. Like I said, guys, every week there is some new weirdness, some new oddity, some new, you know, something that just kind of, like, makes us go, like, WTF is going on with this couple. So this week, it provided, it you know, lived up to the expectations of bringing that weirdness, that oddness once again. All right, so let's move on to Colt and Jess. And look, this couple, they have been in some odd ways the stars of the show, in good and bad ways. People have been kind of captivated by the drama between these two, and of course a lot of it involves Larissa Dos Santos and also her boyfriend Eric as well. So this whole situation has kind of captivated people for good and bad reasons. Now, on this episode, we saw Jess completely lose it. Confirmed to Jess that not only had they been intimate, but they were also talking pretty much every single day. Jess completely lost it. She threw her high heel. It kind of missed Colt's face, so I'm not sure that she really wanted to hurt him. I was kind of hoping to see Colt really struck in the face because he really deserved it for lying so badly to Jess. But he didn't really get hurt in that exchange. Jess lost it. She was very upset, very angry. You know, she was showing that Brazilian fiery Latina anger, you know, that you can't expect. And so she really laid into Colt, and she just took off. Of course, she threatened Colt that she was going to have revenge sex with an ex-boyfriend that same evening as a way to get back at Colt. So, you know, I'm not sure if that really works in the way that Jess believes that it does, but hey. Now, also Colt did spill the beans, actually. He said to Jess that he was willing to marry her. He was willing to propose to her right before Jess kind of just lost it and took off. So Colt supposedly was willing to go all the way with Jess. Of course, in his own words, we don't know if it's true. We don't know if he was just saying it because he knew at that moment that the relationship was kind of finished. So it was a safe bet. It was a non-committal type of statement to make just for the cameras or something like that. Who knows? Now, Jess took off. Now, look, in the previews for next week, this is what happens, guys. So Jess supposedly takes off, but she returns at around 3 a.m. She comes back to see Colt in his hotel room. So she's coming back to talk to Colt. But Jess basically comes back on the show. She comes back to Colt's room, and they will try to talk things out and see where it goes. So that's going to happen next week. Now, the other thing that's going to happen next week is that due to all this drama between Angela and Michael's family with this whole baby thing, Angela's inability to get a baby, and of course now the the hinting at potentially getting a surrogate or Michael getting someone else pregnant, basically, Angela is going to be fuming, and once again she's going to threaten to call off the wedding in Nigeria. So we will see if that happens. My gut feeling tells me that no, it's not going to happen, and Angela and Michael are going to go ahead with the wedding. But stay tuned next week to see exactly what happened. Now, in the Kalani and Asuelu story, you guys can expect already what's going to happen. It's going to be more of Asuelu's overbearing mother. She's going to reprimand him for just not giving her enough money. She's going to accuse him of hiding the money. So basically, Asuelu's mom believes that Asuelu is loaded. And even if he's not loaded, she believes that Kalani's parents should kind of give them money. And I guess in a way, Asuelu could give it back to Samoa, give it back to their mother. Look, this whole situation is very weird. And I was never familiar with the fact that this is how open when people from Samoa are with matters, with monetary matters, with matters of money. So it's a little weird. It makes me feel a little uneasy, and it just looks like Asuelu's family, they're just really using him. But, they're selling this, that this is just a tradition, it's just the way it is. So who knows? But it makes me feel a little uneasy every time I see Asuelu's family just very openly demanding money that, of course, Asuelu doesn't really have because he works part-time. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up, guys. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below.